Hi there, today we're going to talk about the Girard Tankless Water Heater system. Starting in 2022, all campers which choose the option to have a water heater in the camper will have the Girard Tankless Water Heater installed in it. We're going to go over operation, winterization, tips and tricks, and we do recommend that before you take your camper out on its first trip, that you play with the system, test out water temperatures, so that way when you go out on your first trip, you're all set and ready to go. All right, so starting on the outside here, we just wanted to show you, this is the outside of the Girard water system. This is an exhaust port, which does put out really hot air. So you wanna make sure that none of your hoses are in the way of this little port here. So it's really easy to open. This is the internal workings of the water heater. You can see here that there is a little fuse, and then also there's an on-off switch. From what we understand, this on-off switch can be left on 100% of the time. All right, so now we're in a Hawk flatbed camper. I'll show you where this system lives in a slide-in just a little bit later. So in a flatbed, it's going to live down here under this compartment, so it's kind of tucked back in here. There is a user control panel, which has a little display on it. There is where you'll be able to see the temperature that the water heater is set at. The factory setting is 115. You can adjust it up or down between the temperatures of 95 degrees and 124 degrees. You can also toggle between Fahrenheit and Celsius. And then here's where you'll also see any error codes that the system gives. Now at the bottom, you will see a white water control valve, and this adjusts the flow of the hot water. We recommend that that's open to the maximum setting so that you ensure maximum hot water flow. Before you turn the water heater on, you're gonna wanna make sure that your propane is also turned on. That is what allows the water heater to function and heat up the water. All right, so to use the water heater, the first thing you wanna do is make sure that on the user control panel, you have pushed the on button and the screen lights up. Then you want to turn on your pump, make sure that it is working correctly. And then we're going to go ahead and turn our hot water on. So it's on, it takes a few seconds for the water to heat up. And now we're using hot water. So if you want a constant flow of hot water, what we found is best is to set your most comfortable temperature on the user control panel. 106 tends to be about the right temperature for most people. And then you're gonna want to have your faucet or shower open all the way in the hot position. This will ensure a constant flow of hot water. What we found was that if you try to mix cold and hot water to make warm water, that the water temperature can fluctuate. Another cool safety feature that this unit has is that there is an auto shut off. After 20 minutes of continuous use, it will automatically shut off to protect the system. All right, so now we're outside of the Hawk flatbed. I'm gonna show you again how to get a nice steady flow of hot water for a shower. We're using this bucket here because we're inside the warehouse. So we're going to enter in the shower wand and we're gonna turn it all the way to hot. So this makes sure that you have a nice steady flow of warm water. You will have set the most comfortable temperature for you on the user control panel. And then that way you can take a nice shower and it is nice and comfortable. Again, if you try to mix hot and cold to get warm water, it's just gonna cycle through cold and hot and it won't be very comfortable. So set it all the way to hot and then you'll get a nice steady flow of warm water. Right now I'm going to show you where the Girard system is located in a slide-in camper. So this is a side dinette Hawk. It's just right in here. This is the user control panel. This is where you can set the temperature, change between Fahrenheit and Celsius. And then this is the water control valve. We recommend having it set to maximum. The next thing we're going to chat about is winterization. Winterization is really, really important if you plan to store your camper in freezing temperatures or travel to somewhere that has freezing temperatures. There's kind of two ways to deal with it. So the first is to completely winterize your system. This is really what we recommend because if there is any freezing in any of the components of the complete water system, including the Girard, it can damage the system, and that is not covered under warranty. The second option is to use the anti-freeze system, which the Girard has built in. Basically, if you leave your power on and your propane on, it will automatically turn on to heat up the water when it reaches 38 degrees, and this will prevent the water heater from freezing. It does not protect the other parts of your water system. So again, it's really important to properly winterize your camper if it is going to be in freezing conditions, or effectively rely on the anti-freeze system that it has built in. So the first step in winterizing your camper is to completely drain it of water. Right now we have the faucet on and we have water draining from the gray water hose into this bucket. We also have the shower on, and that is draining water. And then if this were on a truck and we were outside, we would open up this drain valve here and also let the water out that way. This just gets all of the initial water out of there, and then we can work on blowing it out and making sure we get whatever water is left in there out of the system. So now we've drained most of the water from the system. We're going to come inside, turn on the pump, and let any last bits of air and water come out of there. You can kind of hear it gurgling. You want to have it in cold. You want to do it hot. And then after this, we're going to blow out the lines to make sure we have almost every little bit of water out of the system. All right, so to effectively drain your water system to winterize it, you're gonna need a really important tool. So you're gonna need a air compressor with a tank. So something that can generate a strong stream of air that will help push the water out of your system. So we recommend that you go buy one. You can get them at any hardware store or online for about $75 and up, but this is an essential tool to properly winterize your camper. So now we're gonna take this air blowout valve. This comes with every camper with your starter kit. This gets attached into your city water. So we're gonna go ahead and insert this in here. Oops. I can do that right. And this is what you're going to use to blow out the lines. So here we have compressed air. This is in our shop, so we have it easily accessible here. And you're going to go ahead and give a few quick bursts. I'm just going to open this up. And this just pushes air through the lines. Over here you can see that I have the shower valve hooked up. You're gonna want to blow out the lines with it in the cold position, and then you're gonna wanna blow out the lines with it also in the hot position. And you're gonna do the same thing inside in the faucet. Blow it out with the faucet set to cold, and then blow it out with the faucet set to hot. And this just makes sure that you're getting all of the water from the water heater and the rest of the lines. So I'm gonna go ahead and give that a blow. And you can see that there is still water coming out of the system. So now we're gonna turn it to cold, and we're going to blow it again. We're going to do it again in hot, just to be sure that the water heater has everything out of it. So this does take a little bit of time, but by making sure that you have done it both outside with your shower as well as inside, you're going to guarantee, or at least try to make sure that all of the water is out of the system. All right, so now we feel we've gotten the water completely out of the system. We've drained the tanks. We have pushed out as much water we can with the air compressor. Now when you're ready to store the camper for winter, You're gonna want to make sure that you leave all of your things open, essentially. This drain valve in the open position, your shower wand in the open position, and your faucet inside in the open position. And this just allows for any expansion of water that might remain in the system. The other thing you'll want to do is make sure that you turn your pump off, you turn the water heater off on the user control panel, your propane off, and you should be good to go to store your camper for the winter so that no damage occurs, and then you're ready for spring when it's time to camp again.